Hi, Louise.
Hi, Sarah. How are you?
Well, this chapter we just read, Georgia's methods, was pretty awful, I have to say.
Yeah. Part two, Georgia's crimes.
Yes. Oh, but before we
Mm-hmm.
get
Oh,
into the chapter, tell everybody what
yes.
we've been talking about.
So Sarah and I have been talking about our Patreons and how much we love them. And a lot of people that are Patreons write into us, we can't donate more than this small amount a month. What's going on? So we looked into Patreon and we are going to offer a level two Patreon, like just one little bump up. So if you're already a Patreon, you could jump up level if you want to become a new Patreon. You don't have to, but then you get to have a monthly Zoom with Sarah and I, which would be kind
Yes,
of fun for us too to meet our Patreons. Some of them we know,
that would be
many we
really
do not.
fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll just hop on Zoom with our Patreons and we can either choose a monthly topic or y'all
Yeah,
can reach out to us and give
yeah,
us some
help guide it.
ideas. Yeah, yeah. But
We kind of thought
just
the first one would be the week after Thanksgiving. We haven't figured out a date yet. Sometime most people could get on, and maybe like a thankful for our Patreons. Just come on, and then we could maybe you can start sending us notes about it. It's going to be exciting.
yeah, I'm excited about that.
Me
It'll be
too.
fun.
Mm-hmm.
Just to interact with people
Yeah, it's
that that
always us.
that aren't guests or whatever, just Patreons that support us and are our friends that we haven't met yet. So some we have, but
Talking. Yeah,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
excited, but I'm not excited to talk about Georgia.
No. And you
Jeez.
just it just kept the chapter got worse and worse as you read on. It's called Georgia's methods, and it's
Mm,
really just about how she was able to do what she did. I mean, as we've said before, it was a perfect storm
perfect
in
storm.
Memphis. Hmm.
There was one thing right at the start that well, okay, I do like this. The author, how we have discussed, was an adopted parent who was also a journalist researching this. And then she was saying how she has to like grapple with what's become of modern adoption and her kids. And she just had this one little, she was talking about adopting her daughter, and she would have been perfect for Georgia. Beth's eyes are the same striking color, green. She was a lovely baby. Georgia would have sold her quickly.
Hmm.
Just the word sold, that's how it starts. It's horrid. I mean, slave trade, really.
I mean, well, yeah, it, that's exactly what she was trafficking.
Mm-hmm.
The chapter just goes deep into how this all happened, who she got on board. I mean, she by the end, she had pretty much everybody on board. The
Yeah.
thing that, and I know I'm jumping way ahead in the chapter, but what was particularly horrifying, I thought, were the roundups where she
Oh,
got so many people involved. Just, I mean, I don't know how anybody could, in good conscience, have done this or what they told themselves they were doing, but people would go around and in the poor parts of town and just take children.
yeah, steal people's children from their arms
And then
sometimes, from
she'd
their
get call
yards.
outs like, oh, there's a good
Yeah.
3-year-old over there that's blonde hair, blue eyed. Go get that one on 525 Main Street. Go grab that one. And
It was, I can't really put my arms around it that it happened like that. We know that, but then reading the actual details of the people involved, like you say, that made this happen. There was two people. We are jumping ahead, but there was two
the
people.
one judge that
The
just, oh
judge,
boy, was she,
yes,
how I
horrible. I have
you
her
know
name here. We should say
Georgia
it.
was clearly likely a sociopath.
Yeah.
But not everybody involved was. And
No,
how could they
Camille
have
Kelly, George,
Camille Kelly? Yeah.
juvenile court judge there to
Hmm.
help children. Camille Kelly,
And was being paid off by Georgia to allow these adoptions to go through.
and she would rule in the favor in the courts to make
Hmm.
sure they went there and against the parents, even if the parents were wonderful and had nothing bad going on. Poverty is what they had going on.
Poverty. That's really what, at the end of the day,
Yeah,
that was. how they, and in fact, there was a case, somebody, a woman, what a tragic, that Georgia showed up and said, I'll take your three youngest. And she just, they stole her three youngest children. She ended up getting a lawyer and
Yes.
taking it all the way. And at the end of the day, the judge ruled in all the adopted, and they all had different
Yes.
parents, adoptive parents' favor because they could provide better financially. Like,
And one of those kids ended up in foster care back and forth for 7 years and
mhm,
with a drinking family that abused him.
ultimately ended up with alcoholics who abused
Yes.
him. Hmm.
Oh, so that's so much better for him. I mean, and also, let's not forget, I thought was interesting. She had a love affair or a woman who lived with her for years, partners, whatever they turned out to be, who was equally complicit.
Hmm.
Sending off
And then their
yes,
adoptive daughter,
yes,
who they brought into the family crime business,
helped become a criminal then.
procuring the children, it
Oh,
was a family crime. It was a crime business, is what it was,
yeah.
a family business of
Oh,
kidnapping. And
Anne. And Anne sounds like she had no personality of her own because all these people, that was her name, Anne, would have met with her several times and not remember what she looked like. So it's like Georgia was her importance in life or something, just disgusting. She
gave
died
her her
like 40
identity.
years after Georgia and would not talk about her in a negative
Yeah,
way or reckon for her own sins. I'm guessing it's really the case in
right.
that. Oh,
Oh, they
Sarah.
called the people spotters. By
Spotters.
1939, Georgia's spotters included not only her staff of 6 women, certain nurses, physicians,
Mhm.
attorneys, and Judge Camille Kelly, but also social workers employed by agencies other than Georgia's own.
It's disgusting. You're
Yeah.
saying that. And here, you know why it got so busy? Can we talk about that? It got
Mm.
so busy. They couldn't keep up with the adoptions. And it wasn't all just Tennessee. It was illegal to go across Tennessee lines, but they were doing it. And then
Hmm.
she had franchises, of course. The reason it was so busy is because of their wonderful Christmas ads.
Oh my
They were
gosh.
advertising babies in the look at this.
Which,
Um,
by the way, if you go on X, formerly known as Twitter, and Instagram, you can see adoption agencies basically
Still doing it.
advertising their
Yeah.
babies.
Yes,
This still goes on.
it does. Here's some. Could you use a Christmas baby? Which will you have for Christmas? Living dolls. 3 girls for you, maybe. Dear Dan, Jimmy Ray, want one of them? Put your orders in early. Sarah, it's
Oh
like
my God. I know.
I mean, yeah. I love our Patreons, but I'm excited to be done with this book.
I'm excited to be done with this book.
It
And
hurts. We know
we
it, but it
we aren't
hurts.
even halfway through. At
Yeah.
any rate, is anyone reading along? We would love feedback. We'd love to hear your thoughts about this chapter, which
Yeah,
took me hours to finish because it was just so brutal.
it
But
was
yes,
brutal.
we would love the engagement. So let us know what you think. Are you reading along? Where are you at with it? What are you feeling? How
And
enraged are you?
and by the way, you can tell us how enraged you are when you become a Patreon and join
Yes,
us
and
on our Zoom.
so next week we will be
Mhm.
reading Georgia's
Adults.
adults. Is there,
I'm
I think,
guessing these are the people grown up that are going to talk about it.
yes. Yes. So that's where we're at next week, Georgia's adults. Follow
Hmm.
along with us
We have a big
if
interview
you
today,
dare, if you can stomach it.
if you can stomach it. Our
Yeah.
interview today is going to be pretty cool for people in this
Yes.
adopting world.
Haley Racky, adoptees on. I'm sure you all know her. So yes, it's a great
Yeah,
interview.
it is. Okay, see you in a minute.
See you in a minute.